Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke will steal Ridge from Taylor. In Italy, Brooke and Ridge will start effects off on a nice note. There'll be some boat lift cling, but the mood will turn sour when Ridge tries to stop Brooke from spending time with Nick after the fashion show. Brooke will decide she's had enough, so she'll lash out and stomp off. Nick will have a boat staying for Brooke as well, so that'll set the stage for a marriage offer and plenitude of romantic moments. Brooke's trip will eventually take a dramatic turn, so we look for Ridge to save her after an accident. Some scary moments and could leave Brooke in peril of drowning, but Ridge will come through for her in the end. This experience will give Ridge the drive he needs to realize Brooke is the only woman he wants to be with. Ridge will really plant a kiss on Brooke and hope he's not coming around too late. Indeed, if Brooke tries to put up a bit of a fight, we all know Ridge is who she wants. Nick's going to be out of luck by the end of this trip and may sail out alone. A tough task for Ridge since he'll have to figure out how to break terrible news to Taylor. How is Ridge supposed to tell Taylor that he's calling off their engagement and getting back together with Brooke? There may be some hype about Ridge's Brooke deliverance that gives Taylor enough good idea of where he stands. Taylor is headed for heartbreak and will realize she's been wasting her time with Ridge. Taylor might resolve to stop this awful pattern and accept that Ridge is no way going to show her the devotion she deserves. Electric considers a new job. Lee will also handle a tricky cover-up. Sheila desires for some kind of farewell with Luna, but Lee will shut her down. Sheila will have a chance to see the body and may get defenses rather of word on Luna's charnel or grave point. Lee will watch for Luna as her secret case nearly private. There'll be on-screen evidence that Luna is alive, but she'll be unconscious as Lee continues nursing her reverse to health. She'll hear Will's pitch and contemplate a new job, Bone. That involves serving as a fashion model. Luna may eventually recapture knowledge and throw questions at Lee. This could be Lee's chance to show Luna sympathy and admit she couldn't shoot her to captivity again. Lee hid Luna's survival rather and will continue to put the blame on Poppy for how Luna turned out. As far Lee's concerned, she'll suppose it's time to give Luna some real support along with a chance to truly change. Hope and Daphne contest will toast up with Carter at the center of it. Carter will inescapably find himself pulled toward Daphne despite his stylish attempts to repel temptation. Daphne will beget all feathers of problems with her presence. Taylor may leave city after Ridge chooses Brooke while Taylor joins Steffi in exiting, at least for a while. Taylor has deluded herself into allowing Ridge's commitment actually means commodity, but his track record proves it doesn't mean anything at all. Ridge has a history of waffling between women and is about to do it formally again. After Ridge rescues Brooke following an accident in Italy, it'll be enough to seal the deal on them getting back together. Taylor's grand plans for a future with Ridge are about to go up in bank. It'll be crushing and downright humiliating when Ridge picks Brooke over Taylor in the end. Ridge will realize Eric was right and that Brooke is indeed the woman he's meant to be with. Ridge won't want to break Taylor's heart for the umpteenth time. He'll have no choice if he wants to pursue this fresh launch with Brooke. Taylor finds herself feeling bitter, broken, and alone again. It's easy to imagine Taylor wanting to get as far down from Ridge as possible after he hurts her. Taylor may refuse to stick around and have a front row seat to Brooke's new morning with Ridge. Brooke will steal Ridge back and score the happy ending she wants. Taylor will feel like her own romantic bliss has been ripped down. Steffi just blazoned that she's leaving city with the kiddies for a while, the door's wide open for Taylor to join her. Taylor might head out screen for a bit with Steffi. This could be a good occasion to rest the character of Taylor until the show can figure out what to do with her following this bifurcation. No matter how it all goes down, Taylor will get updates on some crushing news once Ridge reunites with Brooke, formerly Moore. Luna will eventually be back on screen while Sheila makes a plea to leave. Brooke will also snap at Ridge. Once the spurt lands in Italy, it won't take long for Brooke, Ridge, and Eric to get to work. There'll be some important appearances to be made in Naples, but there'll also be a special event in Capri. We will see a fancy fashion show and hear to some speeches, but also Brooke will want to take off on an adventure with Nick. Ridge's attempt to control Brooke won't go over well, so she'll lash out at him and decide to leave with Nick anyway. Nick will suppose this is his big chance to sweep Brooke off her bases, so he'll take her out on a boat and prepare to pop the question. This is all structure to Brooke's accident and Ridge's life-saving charge. We'll have a suggestion for Elektra to pound over. It turns out Will's going to push Elektra into fashion modeling, so we'll see if she goes for the idea. Sheila continued to mourn the loss of Luna. Lee told Sheila that Luna's service was formerly done and that it had been handled, but Sheila will still hope to say goodbye. Sheila might supplicate to see Luna's body before it's laid to rest, or perhaps she'll want to see Luna's charnel or grave rather. Lee will refuse to grant Sheila's request. There'll be a good reason why, since Luna is still alive and put away nearly. We will ultimately see Luna back on screen, but she won't be out of the forest land yet when it comes to her recovery. It looks like Luna will be slow with all kinds of machines hooked up to her, but Lee is no doubt covering her nearly. Finn visiting Sheila, Liam counting his blessings, and Nick conniving a new path to reclaiming Brooke's heart. Sheila got a surprise when her son turned up at Il Giardino to check in on her. Finn was thankful to his mama for stepping up for his woman. Sheila played right into that and acting like anyone would have done the same. Finn and Deacon hailed her idol, nonetheless. Sure, many times ago she shot Steffi and left her for dead, but that was also, and just look at her now. Sheer progress. Luna was brought up as were all her troubles. As much as Sheila was relieved everyone was okay, she couldn't shake her grief over Luna's death, and she was sure Finn had disagreeing passions, too. Yes, Luna was a monster, but she was also his son and her granddaughter. She just wished Luna had changed, like she did. Speaking of callers, Liam's room was busy. He got in some great time with Kelly, Steffi, and of course, Bone Bill. Once Kelly went to the kitchen to get Eiffels, the triad bandied how everything went down and their absolute shock that Sheila was ready to immolate herself to save Steffi. Who saw that coming? Not them. Not them, indeed. Steffi had to admit it softened her a bit towards the she-devil. If only Sheila would stay on this up-and-up line. Also getting a surprise was Katie when Brooke told her about the claim she gave Ridge. Katie was relatively impressed with her family's power move and putting her bottom down with Ridge. In fact, she was curious to see how this would each play out. Would getting close to Nick get under Ridge's skin enough to bring him back to his Logan life? Once Katie left, Brooke replayed all her and Ridge's topmost magical moments in Italy, and she was sure they could pull that off again. Ridge was across the hall griping to Eric about Nick intruding with his life, the company's orders, and substantially Brooke. How dare? Eric pointedly refocused out that this wasn't just about Nick playing hustler with the Silks, it was about him getting close to the factual love of Ridge's life. He formally again prompted Ridge to drop the facade and reclaim his fortune. His true fortune with Brooke. How much more pushing does he need to do the right thing and get back with the right woman? For Eric, the choice is clear, Ridge belongs with Brooke. Period. End of story. And, he's close to losing her for good, which is the last thing Eric wants for his son and ex-wife. For Ridge, still, he continued standing his ground that Taylor is the woman for him. As for Nick, he turned up at the Forrester manse to commiserate with Taylor. She's in love with Ridge, he wants Brooke, and they need to keep those two piecemeal to each get the life they want. And, Nick was sure he knew the way to make it be. He suggested Taylor join him in Italy. Well, not exactly him, but travel with him to surprise Ridge and keep her man out of Brooke's clutches. With Ridge detracted by his fiancé, he could work on inviting his crush. Win-win, right?